Hello, hello! My name is Callista, and welcome back to Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. In the last episode, the students had finally figured out that Hifumi was the accomplice of this crime. Hopefully, they'll figure out that Celeste is the killer pretty soon. That's right, Taka!
The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection!
What are you objecting?
I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right?
But it wasn't Hifumi's. Taka had the corner piece.
So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Happy!
No, girl, no.
Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right?
Ugh! Yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
Bitch, don't you talk to Aoi like that. Man, Genocide Jack is seriously scary, but still. I can't let her get to me, that's right. Okay, make your argument. We've got this. Oh, God. Oh, Lord. I don't know.
Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
There we go.
No, that's wrong. No, there absolutely is a connection.
Oh, God, I see that the bullet I don't know what the hell that thing is called. The make your argument thing. I see that that's ramping up in difficulty. Oh, God.
What the hell are you talking about?
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. You've already proven that using his wristwatch. But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Well, when you put it like that... No further objections!
Girl, you crazy, but it's okay. Thank you for not objecting further.
Then someone used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
Yeah, and she stood nearby, hero.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it?
He was the accomplice. He was covering his tracks.
Stuffed down his pants, no less!
Can we stop focusing on his pants?
Most likely, Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
He stole it?
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
Byakuya, can you not? Why are you acting so superior? I hate you so much, Jesus Christ. Proof that Hifumi stole the note from Taka. We want the scrap of paper. There we go.
I got it! When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note
are one and the same.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from its death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
You did, girl. You did.
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa. Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure.
Why do I think Celeste is about to jump in to be like, no, you are all talking bullshit?
In fact,
Oh, okay, no, I was wrong.
he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive.
I wish you could see my face right now. Hero. Hero, no. Hero, why?
Sorry, no.
Yeah.
When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead.
Ish. Dead-ish. Getting there.
The second body discovery announcement proves that.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
Celeste?
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
He was killed in the repository. So he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
You know, I'm really surprised that no one has questioned the fact that Celeste found the bodies, because I'm not gonna lie, in most murder investigations, the police do look at whoever found the body, whoever called it in. You, for at least like a brief amount of time, that person is suspect number one. Like, they focus on them for a little bit, and then if it is just a case of, oh no, it was just a random dog walker who found a corpse, we'll leave them be. But for a brief time, the person who finds the body is suspect number one.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Except for Sakura and Hina.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together.
There we go.
Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus!
Bitch! Someone fucking do something, someone fucking just... Ah!
Who are you calling a walrus?
Fighter! Fighter!
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right?
Again, ignore the Justice Hammers. It's misdirection.
So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi,
There were hammers in the repository.
then put the hammer back where they found it.
On the wall.
But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
He's smarter than you, bitch.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
Don't take that as a compliment.
He's right, though. I don't understand it either. The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments.
Similar but not the same.
But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue.
You know what? Again, when Celeste, when she's not trying to be like, oh no, it was this one thing, it was this one, like, when she's not doing that, she really uses, plausible deniability to her, like, to the best effect. Because why would she know? If she was just an innocent person, why would she know? Why should she try and give like, oh, I bet it was this? No. Just say, oh, I don't know. It's far more effective.
So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Then,
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
Kind of. Like, it was one of the hammers in the repository.
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
Similar, not the same.
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
The weapon that was actually used to kill Hifumi The whole picture surrounding this case won't become clear until we figure that out. Somehow, I have to find the truth. I've got this. I've got this. I know what to do. The spotless hammer. The spotless hammer.
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer 3? Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info!
What?
Well, one thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers.
No, it didn't.
It's wrong. The murder weapon wasn't a Justice Hammer at all. No, it was something completely different.
But also kind of the same.
But, seriously? A different weapon?
Ish.
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris. But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean.
Huh?
And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones,
Some as big as your head.
and even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
Whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him.
And again, just in case I need a thumbnail.
Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him.
You are not seriously gonna try and pull, oh, Hifumi bashed himself over the head, washed the mallet, replaced it back on the wall rack, and then laid down to die. You are not seriously gonna try and push that.
The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder. So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
We did talk about how there wouldn't be any reason for someone to work together. At least, that's what we thought at first, but... Ooh... I'm not too sure with this one. I think
Based
it's
on
going
the
to be
rules
something
that
we're going to
have been
have
laid
to
out
grab.
for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Is the possibility of an accomplice really that insane? Or is there some chance? Yeah, I'm
Based on
gonna
the
assume.
rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act
I'm not too sure if
can
this is
graduate
right,
and
but...
survive, assuming the rule holds true.
No, that's wrong.
I don't understand the logic, but yay!
Since there were two murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in a scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that two people could act as each other's accomplices to commit two separate murders.
Ah, okay. That would be smart.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime.
So then they'd both become blackened, and therefore by Monokuma's rules, they'd both be allowed to go free, but at the same time, they'd both be accomplices and therefore not able to go free. That's a weird-ass loophole.
And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating two separate incidents. And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
How very cold-hearted, Celeste. I like it.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
Because Celeste doesn't have a heart.
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
Hifumi was manipulatable. That's the thing, they needed someone they could manipulate, and Hifumi is relatively weak-willed, and, you know, as I said, why should I help you? I'll show you my tits! Yes! Like that. That's real fucking easy. The effort made to convince us the two murders were the same. That was the main characteristic this time. Kyoko must have noticed that fact from the very beginning. Which is why she said not to look at this as a series of connected events, but entirely separate incidents. Kyoko really is amazing, and a bitch. Although, when you think about it, she's almost too amazing. Like, it's almost unnatural how good she is at this. It's almost like she's the ultimate detective or something.
I understand how an accomplice could be involved. But then, who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
That's problem numero uno right now.
The true killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions, and in the end, murdered him. In the debates up till now, the way the case is unfolded, when you consider all that, there's really only one person who seems to fit. It's Celeste. It's Celeste, I'm coming for you. There you are.
Here's my answer. It was Celeste.
Ah, so I'm the suspicious individual now, am I?
Yes, you are.
I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi. The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of that shit-brain-fat, lazy, worthless, goddamn idiot!
Oh, Celeste. Celeste, your mask is slipping. Your mask is slipping, love.
Pardonnez-moi.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
It is.
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
What is it that only Hifumi and Celeste had in common? Ooh, encountering the suspicious individual. No one else saw him.
I got it! The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo-Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
Bitch! Why the oh my god, oh my god. My migraine is getting worse because of you. How dare you? How dare you? Like, Makoto, take care of this. Oh, let me contribute. The adults are talking now. Oh my god, I can't fucking stand him. I can't fucking stand him. Oh my, I'm so distressed right now. Why is he like this? Why is he like this? I can't. Like, calling him a bitch no longer satisfies me. Making dinosaur noises no longer satisfies me. Interpretive dance no longer satisfies me. Making vomiting noises every time he speaks no longer satisfies me. There is just one. There is one thing I have left. Who is this hoe I see staring straight back at me? I'm flipping off the screen. You can't see, but I am flipping off the screen right now. Oh my god!
Sorry.
Don't fucking apologize!
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual.
As he said, you can't fucking use my words when you're telling me to shut the fuck up.
If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
I'm so distraught.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
A mega lie, Owie. A mega lie.
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
You're gonna tell us. I don't want you to tell us, though. Could someone else please speak? Please. I saw a shadow. Something moving around at the top of the stairs.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
and when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
Yeah! Huh? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
It was to get us to divide into two groups, so that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
Yeah, it's a very clever plan. You've got to give her that.
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
No, she wasn't. No, you did that, bitch. Oh, fuck. No. My memory, it was incorrect. My heart. Okay. Then why don't we split up into 2 groups? I'll lead the hunting party. That seems much more interesting. Very well. Then Makoto and Hina, you come with me to the nurse's office. I will leave the capture of these suspicious individuals to Toko, Byakuya, and Sakura.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected.
Oh, she's getting quiet.
And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on.
Okay.
That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it?
It was.
It was your way of telling him, we're on the 3rd floor. Everything's going according to plan.
I'm agreeing with everything he's saying, but I despise the fact that it's Byakuya saying this.
Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
I'm very intrigued to see what Celeste's reaction is gonna be, because she doesn't seem like the type to go down without a fight.
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead.
I certainly was not expecting this. I did not imagine that Hifumi would be murdered.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
She's gone so quiet and I don't like it.
I don't believe it. Everything, the whole thing was one big act.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kinda sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom.
And did you say you wanted to go to the bathroom? Or did Celeste say, let's get you to the bathroom?
Wait! Then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
And there she goes again! Deniability!
Don't bother trying to deny it.
She's gonna try.
You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but
Oh, tell me it's the blueprints thing. Byakuya never told her about the blueprints.
looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
Okay. They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. We're going to die, just like those guys died. Multiple.
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Did they not say, we found Taka? She's assuming gender again.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room.
Don't speak to Sakura like that.
Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
It means Celeste knew that Taka was dead before anyone had said Taka was dead.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
What are you gonna do, Celeste? What are you gonna do? Bianchi has said that Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. And you know what? I'm gonna leave off right here. I think in the next episode we're gonna finish off this trial. But until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below. And if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I've been Kallista. Thanks for watching and see you in the next episode.